which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much to everybody that attended this meeting. I also would like to thank Western Illinois University for allowing us to use this facility. I want to give a special thanks to Congressman Forbes. One of the things is on the Readiness Committee that I sit on, when he starts out, the first question he asks to anybody that's at the meeting is, are we ready? And he takes the job pretty serious. So I just want to thank Randy for coming here, and also David Lopesack for attending also. Give a special thank you. I know there's some veterans out there in the audience. You've given so much for our country, and we owe you all a great debt of gratitude. The bottom line is this, is that our national debt is approaching $16 trillion, or $50,000 per person in this country. And it's a national security threat. Even General Mullins has come out and stated that to us. The House has asked to change the debate from how much can we spend to how much can we save. We've led by example. We've cut our own offices in Washington, D.C. by 12%, with the belief that common sense in Washington can lead to uncommon savings for the taxpayer. The House has also stressed efficiencies when it passed the bill by Alan West to cut the DOD's printing budget by 10%. Placing our warfighters at risk is not the solution to our debt. It's definitely a problem. There are proposals out there to make deep cuts to the Department of Defense that would only create dangerous consequences for the stability of our fighting forces and the safety of each and every citizen of the United States of America. During this time of fiscal constraint, we must be careful not to shortchange our warfighters or penalize our organic basis, which provides quality to the warfighter and value to the taxpayer. We must preserve and strengthen our organic base, not weaken it. The workers at the Rock Island Arsenal are a great example of how manufacturing skill can yield success for our warfighters. I'm proud to represent the Rock Island Arsenal and the folks that work there. And I love out in Washington, D.C. being able to tell the people, for example, when they up-armored our Humvees, it took them 6 weeks to flip that around. And the one thing that people understand and work there, and the folks that support the Arsenal, is that the pride that goes in. These folks know who's going to get that. It's going to be the end user. One of the things that I've got to say is the visiting Afghanistan. It was amazing to see some of our folks in action, and it was the Rock Island Arsenal that's, time and time again, every time they've been called upon, have responded with quickness and also good quality pieces of equipment. I'm deeply concerned about the effects that the sequestration will have on our warfighters. Sequestration in plain English means massive defense and budget cuts without any practical planning. These warfighters have been the ones making the sacrifices, and they should not be shortchanged because of the inability our federal government has to balance the budget. These cuts would cost roughly 200,000 active duty service members to be forced out of the military. Our defense manufacturing base would lose an additional 653,000 jobs. 1 in 4 defense civilian positions would be terminated. That's roughly 200,000 defense civilians. The effects would be catastrophic, to say the least. I do not want to see these cuts happen this way, and I think that's one of the main reasons what we wanted to do is bring Chairman Forbes here so that we can get the facts out. Right now, the DOD, they're not talking about these cuts. Right now, they're talking about the $487 billion that was cut last year. And there's a reason why they're not talking about that. We'll get more into that with the slide presentation. The thing that's really important is that, and the reason that Mr. Forbes is going across the United States of America is to get the facts out there, and then to take questions from folks that are going to be affected by this. And I think it's something that's really important that the American people know exactly what's happening. There are actually people out in D.C. that believe that if we could eliminate our defense system